Hey guys, welcome back to the Calling Mom podcast. I'm Jaden.
And I'm CJ, also known as Mom.
Today we thought we would talk about closure and how sometimes you don't need closure to move forward.
Yeah, I think we all desire closure.
Yeah.
And not all the time do we get it.
Mm-hmm.
I know we have walked through some really hard times caused by other people.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of don't always understand like what's going on. I mean, I can get on my soapbox real quick, but I can't stand the word church hurt.
Right. Yeah.
I promise you the church has not ever hurt anyone.
It's always the people.
It's
because
the people.
aren't perfect.
Right. And so, but early in, I also hate calling what we do a career, but when we went into ministry and God called us to that career, I think I was naive in thinking that everything in church was perfect.
Right.
I really thought that everybody who came in the doors were trying. I think I always assumed that people would not always get it right, but I did think that everybody who I was going to surround myself was trying their best to just be perfect for everyone else. And quickly I learned that gossip still exists. People still stab you in the back.
Yeah.
Mean girls are still a real thing. I think I was kind of naive and all that, but I think we went through one of the very first churches we were on staff at. I just kind of blew my mind, but the church ended up splitting. Everybody kind of went their separate ways. Our pastor, who was really my mentor, and to this day, I still give him a ton of credit for the disciplines that I've had, and even those moments where even if I slide, and I'm not doing things like I think I should, I always go back to he just created me. Really, he coached me. I love being coached. I don't really like being told what to do.
Yeah.
But I like to be coached.
Right.
I like to be around people who bring out the best in me, and coaches do that. Coaches are, and so my very first pastor, he did that so well with me. But in all of that, there were a lot of hurt that was going on. People wanted to be in charge that didn't need to be in charge. That issues over money and issues over where the direction the church was going, and it was a lot of just man-made stuff. But the church ended up splitting, and I think in that you find that no one comes back and says they're sorry.
Right.
No one goes back and says, hey, maybe I didn't handle that situation the best.
Yeah.
And I am a firm believer that everything done in dark comes to light.
Right.
Because it's in the Word. And so I think, but to this day, like I can start there being probably one of the most significant moments in my life. But even, last year, I probably could go back to a situation that I don't quite have closure on it because I don't understand it.
Right.
Maybe I've shut that door on it, but I don't really know why it happened.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was the target of that. And so I think when you don't understand something, I think you don't know how to put closure on it. Does that make sense?
I mean, I think if anybody that listens can look back at a time in their life that they don't have closure for. I mean, for me looking back, I have this one from like high school, where I came back from summer of like 252 with the school or with the church, and I was so on fire for the Lord, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be different. And I was a changed Jaden. Okay, Jaden like fell back in love with the Lord, and this is where my true relationship with the Lord like began. And I just remember coming back in school in the fall, and I was just like, I know that I was, oh my gosh, in love with Jesus, right?
Right.
And I didn't know how much of a, I guess, the darkness I was walking into. Because if we look at closure and everything, like, we're all people, we're all human. For us, though, we have like for me and you, I know for a fact we have high expectations on ourselves.
Right.
So like when I love the Lord, I'm gonna go all in. Or like when we love something or want to like be good at something, you know,
Yeah.
we're gonna go all in. So I do know like I went all in for the Lord, and I was just like living for the Lord. And they like some of my best friends at school just started like being mean and just hateful and nasty. And
Yeah.
like to this day, I still don't know the real reason. Like everything honestly goes back to darkness, and you, like you said,
Right.
but it's just the way the world is, and the world is not a sweet place. And so sometimes it's going to be uncomfortable and nasty, where that's where closure, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's everything you said's true. I think though, like, I think I kept waiting for something that never came.
Oh yeah, you're going to continue to wait.
And I'm an overthinker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Obviously.
So I relive every
Guys.
conversation. You know, I go back to every time that I possibly could have offended you.
Yeah.
Like I think about all that stuff because I can tell you that I don't think anyone on the outside can beat me down any more than I beat myself down. If I think I offended you, it bothers me.
Yeah. I think you can also put a funny twist on it. You know, like when you're talking to the guy, well, you don't know this because you got your husband, right? Okay. But like when you like, you're trying to like flirt or like try to be cute with the guy you like, and you're like, why did I do that? And so you're thinking about it the entire day, and you're just like,
Yeah.
Jaden, that was not cool, dude. That was not cool. Yeah. I think we overthink about everything in life.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times that kind of keeps things going, especially when possibly I'm walking in an offense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like why did you say this about me? What did I do? What did I do that caused you to say that about me, or to treat me that way, or for you to act that way? It may also be part of that. You know, my degree is in health and behavioral science, so I kind of overthink everything. I'm really gonna, you know, if you're acting that in a certain way, I'm gonna overthink. Why are you acting that way? Like what's going on in your life?
Yeah.
What is stressing you out right now? And that's how you're acting. But you know, so in high school, now I can probably answer this question too. But how long do you think that you stayed in waiting?
Oh, bro. Oh my gosh, Mom. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you bro.
You can call me bro. It's good.
No, so it happened. I remember it happening during volleyball season because I was really dedicated to volleyball, and volleyball was my sport. So they all came on the team, which is great because we didn't have a lot of people. But it started then, and I waited until, obviously I'm a COVID baby, so yippee, until middle of COVID. I mean, God, I'm still like, honestly, sometimes. This is why Instagram unfollowing is okay, and you should unfollow. If you want to unfollow, just unfollow. They're not going to be hurt. Like, nobody's going to think about this. But if I look at, like, somebody's Instagram, I'm like, what happened to us?
Yeah.
Like, why did we just stop being friends? Because it was so strange. Like, one of them was, like, seriously my close friend, and everybody knew that we were, like, tight. But, like, she just started hanging out with the other people that were being kind of nasty, and I was like, what happened? Like...
Yeah.
Now, that's when I, like you said, like, I started to overthink. I was like, did I do something? Was it just because I started, like, I don't know. Like, I'm obviously not going to be like, is it because I was a good kid? No. Like, but is it because, like, I don't know. I didn't. But she was also a good kid. So that's why I think I'm more confused about that one. The other ones, you kind of know the person, you know?
Right.
But that one, I was just like, dude, we were tight. Like, really tight, you know? So what happened? And I think, like, to this day, I still, like... But now it's come to a point where I was just like, I just wish them the best, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we all grow up, we all learn. I mean, I made stupid mistakes in high school. I was silly in high school, you know? So I wasn't the nicest person when I was not close to Jesus. So, I mean, you know, I mean, yeah, there's no closure in that. You're still wondering to this day, honestly. Like, I'm okay with it now. Like, it doesn't bother me, but, like...
I know.
You still have those moments of, like...
Yeah, I know. Because, like, what do you think would change if you did get the apology?
Nothing.
Right.
Exactly. Like, we're not going to, like... now, guys, it's been 6 years. It's been 6 years since senior year of high school. And so, I think now, like, there's nothing going to come out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna be friends with them. We're all in different paths now. Like, it just wouldn't. We'll be friendly. I mean, I'm friendly with her. Her mom still comments on my stuff. I still comment on her stuff. You know.
Yeah.
But like, it's not gonna change a thing. It's not gonna make us closer. It's not gonna make me feel better. I'm still gonna be like, well, okay, dang, you let that happen.
Right.
You know, like, there's just little, like, it's not gonna change anything. And I think that's how we should view a lot of things.
Yeah, I would have to agree, though. I mean, even for me, and I can think back to very specific things that I would love to have an apology for.
Right.
You know, like right now, trying not to say them, but say them.
Yeah.
You know, I can think back to where I can even think of times that I know I wasn't wrong. Mm-hmm. I know that I wasn't the one who caused it. But just to try to right the ship, I have apologized for things that I said or that I did, and I never received an apology.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you that hurts. Now, typically those people are typically not people that I really expect those things out of. And one particular one that's just recently have happened. I had a lady that really, this is so hard to say, but really owes me an apology.
Yeah.
But now I wasn't right in the situation either.
Right.
Okay. I love this, but like when you're watching a football game and you always see a fight break out.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And then the official throws the flag and they give the, whatever, the foul to the I know it's not a foul, but whatever. They give the penalty to the one player that everybody sees throw the punch.
Yeah, but they never see the first punch.
But they never see the first punch.
Yep.
And recently I had this thing where I was doing my best to get out of the situation. I mean, I was really fighting hard because I could feel that the room, the temperature in the room was changing. I'm gonna try to get out. Well, as I'm walking out, I got hit below the belt. Like it was just this underhanded comment, and I turned around. Boy, and when I did, I just snapped. Like I didn't snap, but I was kind of very direct with what I said, and then I left.
Yeah.
And literally ate me alive because I think I expected it from that person. What I didn't expect is the way that I responded. So you know what I did? Within like just a few hours, I called the person. Hey, I'm so sorry. I did this, I did that. And you know what I got? Well, I really appreciate it.
Right.
And I was like, you're sorry too?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And now I think back to situations similar to that. Like,
I think what sucks though is like, I look back at the high school moment and I'm like, well, now it's not going to change anything. The sad thing is when you're currently going through that and you like, because we're both confrontational people and like, you kind of know you're in the right, like it wasn't a moment like that, but you're having like, just life is happening, everything's happening around. You're not doing anything wrong. Like you're not in the wrong,
Right.
And they come to you with just like nastiness or like, and I think the thing that I'm learning is closure for me. When I want like closure or whatever, it's not like, oh, I'm sorry, Jaden. It's like, I want consequences. Is that like, because for me, I'm a type of, like, I believe if I do something wrong, I need to reap what I sow. Because I did it.
Right.
Like I did it to myself. I put myself in that position. I just need to suck it up and take what I should be getting. That's just how I view anything in life.
Yeah.
But for me, when I see the person that's wronging me, it's not, I don't want a thank you from them. I don't care about their thank you truthfully.
Yeah.
I want them to, like, not be punished, but, like, feel their consequences. Like, you did something nasty, and you should understand what you did.
Right.
And a apology isn't going to, like, now this is obviously not high school. It's kind of bigger than high school. But, like, I want you to understand, like, hey, you did something nasty.
Yeah.
You should be able to, like, reap what you sow, you know?
So I have this thing that I always talk about, and it's, and I feel like maybe I've said this on the show before, but, you know, we work off of 280. If you live in Alabama, I think everybody in Alabama knows about 280. It's Highway 280. It runs in the middle of Birmingham, and it is horrible.
Yeah.
I would imagine that if you were in California, what is this, like the I-10 or the whatever, you know, like this is our freeway.
Right.
Like it is the one thing where your relationship with Jesus is going to be tested.
Yeah.
Well, I have this really funny thing of I really get more upset with people getting upset about 280 traffic. And I tell everybody, like when I get out on 280, I will not speed. I drive with the flow of traffic. I do not get angry. No one around me even bothers me when I'm on 280.
Well, you're
But you know,
an angel.
but now, wait. But when I turn on to 459, you better find your gas pedal. But on 280, my expectations are set. I know that if I'm leaving work at 4:30 on a Tuesday or Wednesday, I know.
Yeah.
Like my expectation for 280 is I'm going to be sitting in traffic.
Yep.
People are going to try to go across 3 lanes of traffic. No one's paying attention. The woman next to me is going to be on her phone.
Obviously.
Somebody texting. Like I know it.
Yeah.
So my expectation is just that.
There you go.
So I never get mad because I don't expect 280 to be any different.
Right, exactly.
Now, if it is different and I get on it and the traffic is flowing and God's mercies are on 280, I'm like, oh my gosh, greatest day ever.
Yeah.
But my expectations are lowered. Well, I set very high expectations for myself. So when I fail at something, I get very disappointed in myself. The thing is that I also want to see the best in everybody around me. So I set expectations for people, and then when they don't meet those, and listen, they could be unfair expectations. I don't think that I expect you to walk around and be like the most holiest person quoting scripture and everything. Right. But I do expect in certain settings that I don't hear certain words out of you, or we don't talk about people like that, or we don't say. And when when people are around me and they're kind of doing that, like I'm like, oh, that was not my level of expectation for you. Like I expected it to, to be a little bit different. And so I think I expect out of myself that that God revealed to me. I mean, that scripture, right? I mean, I pray this over myself all the time. God, search me, reveal to me any way in me where I have offended anyone, where I have offended you. And if God reveals something to me, doggone it, I am going to come to you and I'm going to swallow my pride and I am going to say, I'm sorry. Yeah. I truly want the other person to say, hey, I did this in that moment too, and I'm sorry. And so I think often we want those apologies that just don't actually ever come. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, during those moments, there's obviously like waiting. You know, like you asked me how long was it, for me to, and I did it the entire senior year of just like, well, y'all ever gonna tell me? Oh, the perfect saying, because this is, if you're a girl, okay, sorry for the boys that do listen, but like, it's beating the dead horse. Haven has the best.
I think boys know that saying too, Jaden.
Well, but girls, I feel like we beat that thing, okay? Like,
right, boys may say it about us.
But, no, Haven says, oh gosh, she has a funny one, guys, and I'm gonna say it whenever I figure it out. But it's something about a bun. Don't, do you want to, she says don't put the golden bun in the oven or something like that. Because it's don't, like, you don't want to, like, don't put the burnt bun back in the oven or something like that.
Okay, that one makes sense.
That's it.
Don't put the burnt bun back in the oven. Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
And so it's because it's already nasty.
We went really around the world to get that one, but it's good. Sorry. It was worth it.
Right.
The build up was great. The build up was great.
But I think but because of that, I feel like we even in any situation, but mostly in like trying to get closure or feeling closure, there's a, like, how long have you, maybe I should ask you this question, like, how long did you keep yourself tied to something longer than it needed to be?
Through the split of the church that we went through, recovered pretty quickly through that because I was on staff at the church, so it just kept going. Well, then we made some staff changes. There were a lot of staff changes, like through interim pastors and all this, and then we finally hired a pastor, and a lot of different beliefs were kind of put in. Like it became very, very, very confusing, and in that, a lot of hurt. I'm still waiting on majority of those.
Yeah.
The great thing is that I'm not waiting. Let's not say that I'm waiting on those. I never received them. And there were a lot of things that were done that were really hurtful. And I can think back. Typically, if it's just a small offense, like I can kind of like, you do something wrong with my order, or you're just you're just not nice at the grocery store or something. Like I don't get offended easily.
Yeah.
But when I love you and you hurt me, it lingers and it's hard.
Yeah. I will say, like something about when you know the person, and they hurt you once, but they don't apologize for it. But then, like, it feels like it keeps getting stacked up on you, like more things. And then for me personally, I'm like, was it just that one thing that really, like, truly offended me, and they just haven't apologized, so now everything that they do offends me? Oh, this is no longer a closure thing. This is about being offended, because we can get on that. But, like, is it just because I didn't get closure for that one thing that I'm not being grace-filled, or in my mind to be, like, every little thing she does to me is like, well, okay.
Well, that tracks.
Right. Like, thanks.
Yeah. Can't change a zebra spots.
Exactly. And so then, like, it's honestly, I hate saying this, but it's like a delayed healing. Like, it just keeps delaying it. Like, I want to get over it. Right. Because I'm the type, like I said, we're confrontational. I want to get over it. I just want to put it behind me. Let's get on. Let's get moving, But I'm, like, waiting for you to get it together. And I'm like, hey, you can just apologize. Because listen, guys, listen. I will walk up to somebody and humble myself. That's humble. Wait, that's prideful. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it in a prideful way, I promise. I do try to come humbly and be like, listen, if I did something wrong, I truly am sorry. I did not mean to do this. If I overstepped my boundary or your boundaries, I'm so sorry.
Okay. I don't think necessarily that just saying that you can humble yourself and do that, I don't think that that's a prideful statement. I think that's knowing who you are.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to say I can humble myself, because there is nothing more humbling when
then you have to grovel.
Than when you have to go and apologize to someone. But I can always tell if I'm really offended, I probably have done something. That's why I overthink everything. Like, go through it. Like, where along the way did I offend you? But I will do the same thing. Like, I will humble myself enough to say, this is going to hurt me, because there are a lot of times that I need to be the first to apologize.
Yeah.
There are a lot of times that I don't need to be the first to apologize, but I am anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think we can talk about, like, us doing that, but the one thing that like waiting for closure will cost you is your peace.
Yeah.
How much do you just think about it? Oh, like those conversations, like over and over and over.
Another thing is sometimes it's like the person's already moved on. Like let's say, like, take it back to something super easy, super simple. Like they hurt you, right? They don't apologize. They're fine. They want to go back to being chill. Yes. And I'm like, you're kind of a turd. Like it literally messes me up, because I'm like, I don't know why it messes me up, but I'm just like, are we really doing this? So then I continue to think, like, am I just weird? Am I just overthinking it? But it's like I'm staying connected to something that apparently is already over to them, but like I'm still, I don't know. Like it's really frustrating. I think that's when it affects me more, is when they're just like
it never happened.
Never happened.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm okay with that. Sometimes I'm very like cool, like, or chill, because I'm a very like easy, like you said, very easygoing.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes like when it's a significance to you, and they know it is, like it's a little like thorn in your side or whatever, and they just push it, or like push a button on you, and they offend you, and then they just move on. And I'm like, but that hurt.
Yeah.
But they're fine.
Well, and I think this goes back to expectations.
Mm-hmm.
I have expectations for myself.
Yeah.
If I offend you, or if if I'm praying and God reveals to me that there's an offense in my life, watch out, because I'm probably gonna come to you.
Yeah.
Because that's who I am.
Yeah.
But I can't expect the people that offended me to have that same conviction that I have.
Right.
And I think this is the one thing. The scripture, you're supposed to pray for your enemies. Mm-hmm. Now, not everybody who offends me is my enemy, and I'm aware of that. But the principle is the same. The best way to get closure without getting it from the person who offended you is really by praying for them.
Yeah.
And it is, and listen, I talk all the time about I have the most simple prayer life with God. Mm-hmm. Because my prayer life is not this like I'm probably not the person that needs to be leading the prayer service at church, because I am I'm not eloquent.
Right.
I go to God like I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how, like I told y'all, my very first pastor, he was such a great mentor, but it was like, when you go in with questions, you're like, I don't know anything about Jesus, and I don't know anything about all this stuff. And he's like, talk to Jesus like you talk to anybody else. Like he's your best friend.
Right.
I'm like, what's up, best friend? Do you know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
me too. I have a conversation with him
and
all day.
So that is it. So I'll be honest. I mean, there are times when people offend me, and I know they offend me, and I know that it's a little bit more rooted than just, just an ugly comment, like it's really deep rooted. And then I'm like, God, I'm praying for Susie. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, I don't want to,
right,
but I'm going to.
Right.
I'm just being obedient, Lord. And so I said Susie. I have nobody in my life named Susie. So nobody. Susie's out there. Don't be offended if I said that. But do you know what I'm saying? Like that is just like the like. However, but the more God brings them up in my thoughts and all that, then I can really start to say like, oh Lord, like I see that Susie treated somebody else like this, and like there's some issues of that Susie clearly is dealing with, and then I start to realize that my heart is breaking for them, and so I don't know, just in that.
I think, not to beat the dead horse or put the burnt bun back in the oven, okay, guys? I remember last year, me and you were talking about closure when I was going through life, right? We were talking about forgiveness and how sometimes people don't apologize. They just won't. They'll never get the chance to. They never want to. Like, it's situational, right? Me and Mom found, are you cool if I read this?
Yeah.
Me and Mom found, I don't remember the woman. It was a video on Instagram, and she was talking about forgiving.
Oh, I know exactly who it was. It was Carl Lentz's wife.
Okay, I was going to say Doe, but good. I'm glad you remembered.
Yeah.
She said, y'all, this is so good, and me and Mom carried around this because life has been lifing, obviously, and you'll always have these moments of, like, closure that you want closure, but you're never going to get them from that person, and that's just life. This right here, okay, it says, forgiveness is unconditional. Reconciliation is conditional. I don't have to see a change in your behavior to forgive you because that forgiveness is for me. But in order for you to have access to me again, I've got to see some change. I've got to know you're safe. The Bible tells us to guard our hearts, does it not? If I let you back in my life that can do me harm, bad company corrupts good character. Sorry, my handwriting, guys. I wrote this down in my notes. A decisive person once and then a second time. After that, have nothing to do with them. So forgive for the sake of releasing from your own heart. But if that person wants to come back into your life, if you see fit, you got to make sure that they are safe. There needs to be some repentance and some change restitution. Basically, forgiveness is not for them to feel better about themselves. It's not for them to, like, yippee-ki-yo, it's literally for you to release it from your heart, because holding on to something like this, of that non-closure that you need, honestly, I think we all desire closure, but sometimes we're just never going to get that, and that's okay. But you have to go to the Father and talk to him about that and let him have it, and the forgiveness, you're going to have to do the work, because sometimes, guys, it's just with us and we have to let it go. Like, I forgive what happened senior year, I forgive because I truly forgive them. I'm like, I'm not going to be hateful towards them, because then it stirs so much more emotions that are more dark than it is light. And that's when you got to let God into that moment of, like, okay, God, I forgive them, and I truly, truly mean this. Like, I don't know what, like Mom said, I don't know what's going on in their life. I don't know what they're dealing with. They might just have a terrible day and really hit the nail on the forehead with me, but, and they won't apologize. Okay, but we're supposed to be the bigger person. We're supposed to hold the grace of, like, God through us, right? And so you have to forgive them even when it's so painful, because if you're stuck in this for the rest of your life, you're going to be stuck in it, and you're never going to be able to grow or change.
Okay, let's give her a proper shout out, because I said it was Carl Lentz's wife. Her name's Laura.
Sorry, Miss Laura.
Laura Lentz. But last year through Jaden's situation, one of the things that we did as soon as we moved back to Birmingham is we bought Jaden a journal.
Yeah.
We went to TJ Maxx and we bought her a journal, and the whole purpose was to write it all down. Mm-hmm. Journal everything. Yeah. Like, you're walking through something really hard, journal it all. And the reason we wanted it to be a new journal was we didn't need it to be her church journal. Yep. We didn't need it to be her everyday Bible time journal. Right. We needed it to be I'm hurt, I'm putting it on paper, because our intention was one day we'll close that book. Yep. We'll shelve that book and it'll be done.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have some closure on it. Whether that closure came the way we were originally hoping and praying that it would, or whether the closure came the way it did. Yeah. But for some reason, Laura was just, she had walked through a similar situation that Jaden had walked through. And so got to really kind of following her and listening to a lot of things that she was saying. And that was incredible. But yeah, holding on to it only hurts you. Yep. And there are amazing sayings out there, about forgiving someone. Not forgiving someone is like, what is it? Something about poison.
Yes.
You drinking the poison and
expecting
hoping
it to kill the other person.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, there are so many things like that. So I think, the whole thing is, you said something in there that was really, that kind of struck a chord with me. But you were talking about it's dark, and it made me think of, the saying, the hurt people hurt people. Yeah. And I think that is so true, and I think that's where I go, because my heart breaks for people who hurt. Mm-hmm. And if I get hurt by somebody, I'm immediately going to psychoanalyze everything about you.
Right.
You hurt me. So what's going on with you?
Right.
Why are you so hateful?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, let's talk about your childhood.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, that is right to where I go, like, let's get to the root of it. Because once we get to the root of it, because we know the solution to the problem.
Right.
We know that Jesus is the solution to whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he is the only solution. There is no other solution. But Pastor Hamp, when at Freedom Conference, he kind of made the statement of hurt people, but he said, but healed people, heal people. You know, and if we're walking in this like, well, I never got this, or I never got, means that we're not going to live in the abundance that God has promised us. We can't live in the peace that God has promised us if we're holding on to whatever offended us.
Yeah.
And so I think by like not figuring out how to make that closure on our own without somebody else, then that means that we're holding on to the offense. How do we move out of, how do we close it on our own and move on from there?
Yeah, I agree completely. I would suggest anybody who's like going through something big, little, small, medium, you know, like whatever you're going through in life, journal. Like, y'all, I did not like journaling whatsoever. I'm not, because I like to speak, and my brain works so much faster than my hand works, and I spell everything wrong, and if I mess up, and it bothers the entire page. I have to change the page, you know, like, but I would totally suggest journaling. It's something that releases, but it's also something physical that you feel like you can release. Just like she said, like putting the book on the shelf, like it's something physical that you feel like, oh, I achieved something, you know, like you ran the race, but like you feel it the next day, and that's when you know you did it. You know what I mean? Like, so I think if you got to get it out there, give it to the Lord, because that's how you find truly like peace. And yeah, sorry, I just went on a whole tangent, because I just think like
good.
There's some, like, I'm still working through, I mean, life happens, guys. Life is so lifing. And I think, honestly, this is a perfect podcast for me right now, because I needed to talk this out with all of y'all. This is what the Calling On podcast is for. But yeah, so I just think like there's little moments in life that you're gonna feel so uncomfy, and you're gonna be like, why did they hurt me like that? Why did they do that? And the sucky answer is you're probably never gonna get the answer, and that's okay.
Yeah, I think releasing the need to understand everything.
Oh, yes. That's it. Because I think we all want to know the true meaning. Well, we know the true meaning of life, but like we all want to know, like, why does it work this way? What's in this food? We all want to know everything in life. And what's the Bible verse? Oh, well, okay. It's Philippians 4:7. It's just completely. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and your minds. Yeah. So I mean, peace doesn't come.
I mean, that's what you pray.
Exactly.
God, give me peace that surpasses all understanding.
Exactly.
And I think that is. I mean, we have to release that need to understand all that, and just say, God, like, I need your peace.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would love to like give you guys like a 3-point checklist of this is how you do it.
This is how you let go.
I mean, it's prayer.
Yeah.
I don't think that this is something that you can handle in the natural. Not if you're really going to do it. I think the only way to really forgive somebody is that it has to be supernaturally done, because I think we can just be offended all the time, and we need closure all the time.
Yeah.
But choosing peace intentionally, and that peace doesn't come from answers. It comes from letting go.
Truly. Yeah.
Right.
That's so good. I think I mean, you're totally right. There's no checklist in living life. I wish there was, guys, because I'm an Enneagram 3 and I live off a checklist. But I think there's just something so I can just think in colors. Like, something so, like, it's like fireworks. When you let something go and it's finally off of you, it's like chains literally breaking, guys. When you finally give it to the Lord. I mean, that's a song, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, healing without permission.
Yeah,
you know, like, you don't need the other person's permission to move forward. And so but I do think not that you have to be selfish, because selfish isn't a great, but you do have to care about yourself.
Yeah.
So you have to take ownership of your healing. Now, if this is something that is like there's a difference in like abuse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was mentally, physically, verbally abused. I've lived in it for years, and I've never gotten closure, healing, any of that.
Right.
Like there are times when therapists are needed.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
Oh my
there's
gosh, I love therapy.
and again, I've already mentioned once, but you know, my degree is in behavioral health science. So there are but my number one calling and spiritual gift is pastoral care. And so there are times when I can pastor women through certain things, but there are certain times where I'm like, what I'm doing pastorally is not enough.
Yeah.
You know, like there is some deep rooted stuff that needs to be healed psychologically.
True.
And in the makeup of your being. So there are levels to that. So if it is that deep trauma,
Yeah.
you know, Jaden, you know, one of the first things we did when we got her back to Birmingham last year was, I mean, we had her in counseling, pastoral care, you know, medical. I mean, we put her in the rooms with all the right people because we wanted to know that she was going to be okay. So there were different levels of therapy that she needed, you know, to not put this on, not for her to take undue or unmerited things on her own.
Yeah.
That we knew that we were trying every way we could to get one step ahead of the devil. At least.
Yes.
And so you have to fight for your own care. It is not selfish to say, I need something a little more, or to find that person that you can say to. Over the last year, some of the conversations that I've had with young women, like I'm blown away at how many of them are like seeking therapy.
Yeah.
And I almost just feel like everybody needs it, because there are things that we're all walking through.
Yeah.
Life is lifing. Life is tough.
It's our new
So
slogan.
there is that. So don't think ever you trying to better yourself in any way is selfish.
I will say, I think I'm so thankful. Like, I feel like in the past, going to therapy means that you're like,
Oh, it was stigmatism. Like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you? You're weird.
yeah, exactly.
Are you like insane?
No, yeah, I was
Yes.
gonna say crazy, but I didn't know if that was offensive. But like,
It'll offend somebody, but it's okay. But
but that was the stigma. That's what I was getting at. That was the
Yes.
past. But now I'm so thankful that like me and my friends talk about therapy all the time, and like, you know, and I'm so thankful for therapy, and I really think like God, it's just like doctors. God has given these people gifts, and they are using it, and we should be using it. It's not, you're not a burden. And I do think, I know that we all say like self-care day, you know, like I'm just gonna do a self-care day, and that's great. Are you really self-caring in those days, you know? Because that's a big thing.
Yeah.
I do not. When I say self-care day, I'm literally trying to like catch up from what I've been missing out on because life's lifing, you know? But like truly going to like therapy, or like talking to a pastoral counselor, like whatever the need is, which I think everybody should go to both, actually.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
both. I could not recommend that enough. But if you do not have like a mentor, a spiritual parent, you know, somebody that you really like just talk to all the time, like you need to find one. That is so, community is such a big
You
thing.
said something right there. Now, I will throw one thing in here. If you are a believer, you should only seek out therapists that are believers.
I was going to say that. I was going to say that as well. Yeah.
That is a big one for me, because again, I think the source of everything is Jesus.
Yes.
God is the absolute source.
Yes.
So, and with it being my background, everything that is said to you should be said to you with the context of taking it and pointing it back to the cross. Everything that we do in life should have something to do with taking it back to the cross. And
Yes.
so, but I think going back to the stigma of therapy, I think we think of that as it makes us weak.
Yes, like you need, yeah.
But here's the real thing. You're recognizing that you have a weakness, but you're trying to do better to get strong in that area. So it's like, oh my gosh, I can't lift my baby. Well, then you're going to go to the gym. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't pick my kid up, so I need to get stronger. It's the same thing. You realize where you're weak in an area, and then you've got to do whatever you can to be strong.
The brain is also a muscle.
Right. So, but you're right. It's a stigma.
Yeah.
So let's get out of that. Let's not, you don't need permission to better yourself.
I agree completely. Like,
you don't need validation to move forward. But letting closure be internal instead of external.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. That was like so good and like so, yeah. I mean, I think, guys, this conversation might have not been for any of y'all because I truly needed it right now. Like, I don't know. Jaden, like I said, I mean, I probably was offended last week at some point. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's not a week that goes by that I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know that was really needed to be said,
Right.
Which people probably around me say the same thing. But
God is good all the time. And I'm actually so thankful because even during hard seasons, God is still moving, God is still working, and he is amazing. And he continues to surprise me, even though I shouldn't even be surprised anymore. Right. He keeps doing it. But I need everyone to hear this. But you are allowed to move forward without any answers, without an apology. You're allowed to move forward, and it is okay. Because I think that's the only way for you to move forward.
Yeah, I think you're allowed to choose peace.
There you go. Yeah.
So,
well, I have really enjoyed this conversation with you.
Me too. I have too, really. So anyway, hey, let us know in the comments, and on Instagram you can DM us. We really enjoy reading the things that are sent to us. Just if you have questions for us or just more content, or I'm actually loving the conversations of what we'd love for y'all to talk about, and just send it to us, because and it can go, hey moms, it isn't always, this isn't always answering questions for me to answer questions for Jaden. There's a lot of times where the wisdom, in her youth brings so much knowledge to me. So, Mom, what are questions that you guys have that you would like to know a little bit more? Guys, well, thank you so much for being here with us this week on the Calling Mom podcast. We love you, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.